Most guys in their 40s wear polo shirts a lot. Most of them are wearing them the wrong way. Not because they don't care, but because nobody ever broke down what actually separates a polo that looks sharp from one that looks like something you grabbed on the way out the door. The gap between them isn't price. It isn't brand. In this video, we're doing 3 things we're choosing the right polo for your body right now. We're building 5 outfits you can repeat starting this weekend, and we're fixing the 5 mistakes that quietly make polos look sloppy. It comes down to fit a handful of pairing decisions and a few habits that are easy to fix once you know what to look for. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple system you can repeat every time you reach for a polo. If there's a polo in your closet that you wear a lot but never quite feel right in, that's exactly what we're fixing today. Let's get into it. Rule 1. How a polo shirt should fit. For most men over 40, the goal isn't tight. It's defined, clean lines, less excess fabric, and a silhouette that looks intentional. Before color, before fabric, before anything else fit. Always. A well-fitted polo from an affordable brand will consistently look better than a premium polo that doesn't fit your body. And for men over 40, this matters even more because our bodies have shifted since our 20s, and a lot of us are still buying the same size we wore back then without really questioning it. So here's what you're actually looking for. Quick check shoulder seam at the edge sleeves, mid bicep, no pulling when you move, and the hem sitting right at the waistband. That seam is your anchor point. It shouldn't drift down your arm or pull inward toward your neck. When it's off, the entire silhouette falls apart no matter what else you've done right. The body should follow the shape of your torso without gripping it. You want a clean suggestion of your frame, not a tent, not a compression shirt. When you raise your arms, the shirt shouldn't pull up with you. When you're just standing there talking to someone, it should sit cleanly without any tugging or bunching. Sleeves should end around the middle of your bicep, and they should sit close without squeezing. Too long, and the whole shirt starts to look like it belongs to someone else. Too short, and the proportions get uncomfortable fast. And the hem should sit right around your waistband, so a tuck looks clean and wearing it untucked still reads intentional. One practical note, if you've been ordering the same size for the past 15 years, out of muscle memory try a size and cut. That gives you cleaner shoulders and less extra fabric before you decide polos don't work for you. If you carry more in the midsection, don't chase a smaller label. Chase a trimmer cut that still gives you room where you need it. Not tight, just fitted. A lot of men are genuinely surprised by the difference. Start with the shoulders because once the shoulders are right, the rest of the polo falls into place. Let's talk about the part that makes a good fit hold up all day: the fabric. Rule 2. The best polo shirt fabrics. You notice bad fabric before you can explain what's wrong. The shirt just looks cheap or shapeless or like it lost a battle with the dryer. Good fabric doesn't announce itself, it just makes everything look more intentional. Cotton piqué is where to start. That slight textured weave is what gives the polo its classic structure. It holds its shape through the day, breathes well in warm weather, and looks appropriate in essentially every casual and smart casual context. If you're building out your polo wardrobe and don't know where to begin, piqué is your answer. If you only remember one rule, pick piqué for everyday wear and warm weather, and reach for a fine knit when you want the polo to read a step more refined. A fine knit or jersey polo is the step up when the occasion calls for it. It's smoother, drapes, cleaner, and reads more elevated without extra effort. Under a blazer, at a casual dinner, in a business casual environment that's on the refined end, fine knit handles all of that. It's the version of the polo that genuinely works when the room is a little more dressed. What to stay away from anything so thin you can see your undershirt through it. Those fabrics never photograph well, and they never hold up. Collars that are already going soft before you've even washed the shirt. If the collar can't hold its shape for the first hour of wear, it's not a smart casual piece anymore. And logos that dominate the chest. A small, embroidered logo is classic. It's been there since the beginning, and it works. Once it's the first thing your eye goes to, it stops supporting the outfit and starts competing with it. Color is what makes the wardrobe easy. Rule 3. The 5 best polo shirt colors. You don't need 10 polos. You need 5 good ones in the right colors, and with those 5 you can build a full week of outfits without any of them fighting each other. Navy is the one to own first. It pairs with dark jeans, khakis, gray trousers, olive chinos, almost any neutral in your closet. It looks polished without trying to look formal, which is exactly the register most men over 40 are aiming for. White is clean and quietly confident in a way that never really ages. White polo with dark trousers is one of those combinations that just works season after season. The only upkeep it asks for is keeping it white. Gray is your neutral anchor. Medium gray in particular sits comfortably with almost any trouser color and makes layering effortless. It's not trying to be the focal point, and that restraint is exactly what makes it so useful. Olive or moss green is the one most guys overlook, and it's worth picking up. It reads as grounded and masculine, works especially well with earth tones and navy, and tends to look particularly strong on medium to deeper skin tones. It's just different enough from the obvious choices to make people take a second look. Deep burgundy, sometimes called wine or oxblood, is what you reach for when you want the outfit to have a little personality without getting loud about it. Keep it muted and rich rather than bright. Those 5 colors together give you variety and cohesion at the same time, which is exactly what a well-edited wardrobe is supposed to do. Keep most outfits to 2 or 3 colors and you'll instantly look cleaner, sharper, and more put together. If you're unsure, start with navy or gray up top and build the rest in neutrals. Let's tie it all together into one repeatable framework. Here's the system: a well-fitted polo, neutral trousers, clean shoes, and one quiet accessory holds up in almost every situation a man in his 40s actually encounters. Not because it's a formula, but because it's built on proportion and restraint, rather than complexity. The goal every morning isn't to build an outfit, it's to get dressed with intention and move on. This gets you there. Before we go any further, which of those 5 colors do you wear the most? And what's the one thing you don't like about how polos look on you right now? Drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where most guys are starting from, and it helps me see what gaps are worth covering in future videos. Now that you know what to look for in the polo itself, let's talk about building around it, because this is where the everyday practicality kicks in. The same well-chosen polo can cover a lot of ground depending on what you pair it with. Stay with me through all 5, because the third one is the combination that changes how most guys think a polo can work after 40, especially in business casual offices. The weekend standard: navy or white polo dark wash, slim cut jeans, clean white leather sneakers, and a simple watch. The dark denim does the structural work. It adds contrast, keeps the overall look from drifting too casual, and gives the eye somewhere to land. The white sneaker closes it off with a clean modern finish. Everything else is just noise. If you want the same outfit to read sharper, swap the sneaker for a brown loafer and keep everything else the same. Smart, casual, workplace ready. Gray or navy polo, slim chinos in beige or stone tan, or brown leather loafers or derby shoes. This handles a modern office, a client lunch, a casual Friday, anything where sharp matters but a full suit would be out of place. The reliable upgrade here: an unstructured navy blazer over the top. 5 seconds and the look shifts into a completely different register. The polo and blazer combination is one of the most underused moves in everyday men's dressing past 40. Comfortable, intentional, and it holds up in almost every setting. If loafers feel too preppy for you, a clean derby gives you the same upgrade with a more straightforward look. Light business casual. This is the one I said was worth staying for. A polo in a deeper, richer color, burgundy charcoal or dark navy, lightly tucked into well-fitted wool or wool blend trousers with brown leather Oxfords or derby shoes. No jacket, no tie. A lot of men assume the polo belongs nowhere near a professional context, and that's a mistake. When the fit is right and the trousers have real weight and structure, this combination reads as composed and considered. The same things a dress shirt accomplishes through a different route. The tuck is key. A full tuck is the cleanest and safest option, and a half tuck only works if you're comfortable with it, and the polo has enough structure to hold the line. If your environment expects collars and clean shoes, this outfit fits right in without feeling forced. Travel and resort. A lighter polo, white sky blue, or a soft pastel paired with linen trousers in sand off-white, or light gray, and loafers or espadrilles. This is the version of vacation dressing that actually looks like you made a choice, rather than just packed whatever was clean. Linen earns its place here. It breathes, moves naturally, and has enough visual texture to hold interest without requiring any other effort. If linen feels too high maintenance, lightweight cotton trousers give you the same clean summer feel with less fuss. A watch on a canvas or NATO strap finishes it. Light, easy, and genuinely put together. Casual without looking like you've stopped caring. A technical or performance polo in a solid, darker color, slim fit joggers or tapered track trousers in charcoal, or navy and minimalist sneakers. Not every situation calls for leather shoes, this one doesn't. But even on the most casual day, two things still matter. The silhouette stays slim, and the color palette stays clean. Nothing loud, nothing mismatched, no oversized logos. This works for the school pickup weekend errands. A morning coffee run anywhere, comfort is the priority, but looking pulled together still matters. The difference between this and just grabbing whatever is a handful of small, deliberate choices. If joggers feel a little too casual, a tapered stretch chino keeps the comfort and sharpens the finish. Which of those 5 do you reach for most, or which one are you thinking about trying? Let me know below. And if there's a specific situation you're dressing for that didn't show up here, a work environment, a particular occasion, whatever it is, drop it in the comments. That's genuinely how I decide what to cover next. You've got the right polo, and you know how to build outfits around it. So let's talk about the mistakes, because these are the things that quietly undermine an otherwise solid look without ever announcing themselves. None of them are dramatic. They're all small. But in an outfit as clean and visible as a polo, small things do real damage. These are the 5 most common ones, and the fixes are simple. The polo is too big. This is the most common issue by a significant margin. Extra fabric through the midsection and shoulders doesn't create comfort. It creates visual bulk, where you don't want it shortens your proportions and removes any sense of structure from the silhouette. If you've been sizing up your entire adult life, try a cut that gives you cleaner shoulders and less extra fabric before you decide polos don't work for you. Not tight, just fitted. The difference tends to be larger than most men expect. Fix go trimmer in the shoulders first because that's where sharp starts. All dark, nowhere for the eye to go. Dark navy polo, dark gray trousers, black shoes. The outfit has no contrast, no focal point, nothing to give it visual dimension. It can also read as heavier than it actually is. Khaki or stone trousers instead of charcoal. White sneakers instead of black. A watch with a lighter face. One break in the palette is all it takes to bring the whole thing into balance. Fix add one lighter element, either your trousers, your shoes, or your watch face, and stop there. The collar has given up. The collar is the defining feature of a polo shirt, the detail that puts it in smart casual territory rather than just casual. When it goes soft and floppy, nothing else about the outfit can compensate. It reads as worn out regardless of how new the shirt is or what it cost. A polo collar that's holding its shape has a ribbed structure, with enough reinforcement to stay put through regular wear and washing. If yours isn't doing that anymore, the shirt has run its course. Fix if the collar can't hold, retire it to true casual days, and replace it for anything public-facing. The logo is doing too much. A small embroidered logo on the chest is classic. It's been part of the polo's identity for decades, and it works fine. But once the logo becomes the first thing you notice about the shirt, it's shifted from being part of the design to competing with it. Past a certain point, it starts to feel like the shirt is wearing you. A quieter logo lets the fit and the fabric carry the look, which is always the stronger version. Fix keep branding quiet so the fit and fabric can do the work. Too many buttons open. One is relaxed and clean. 2 is the limit. The collar keeps its drape. The neckline stays composed. 3 buttons, and the collar starts losing its shape. 4, and it's not really a polo shirt anymore. 2 is the number. The collar holds, the neckline looks intentional, and the whole shirt reads the way it's supposed to. Fix 1 button open is the default, 2 is the limit. If you're taking one thing from all of this, let it be this. The polo shirt works reliably across seasons, across a wide range of situations. When the fit is right, the fabric has some quality to it, and the choices around it are deliberate. Choose the right polo build, a few reliable outfits around it, and avoid the mistakes that quietly ruin the look. If you remember 4 words, make them fit. Fabric, contrast, and restraint. Use that as your checklist the next time you buy a polo, and you'll stop wasting money on shirts that never quite work. Style after 40 doesn't have a complicated objective. It's not about chasing a younger look or keeping up with whatever's cycling through right now. It's about showing up in clothes that fit who you actually are, comfortable, put together, and not trying too hard in either direction. One thing I genuinely like to know, how old are you and which situation do you dress for most often, office weekends, travel, or errands? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more straightforward style like this for men over 40, subscribe. Remember, the goal isn't to own more clothes, it's to make the ones you already have look right. Thanks for watching.